is a court process, mere process, filed in a court by a third party. And you want us, because somebody rushed to court, to file a process, then we should abandon our constitutional responsibility, then to carry out, to stop what we are doing. It is another dark day for democracy.
It is very important to understand that what he said about the controller of customs not being able to wear a uniform or to come here, I think is totally unjustified and totally unconstitutional. And in fact, I think it should be made known. The Senate should look at this issue very critically and then write a letter to the President informing or restraining the Attorney General of the Federation from his interference, unconstitutional interference in the affairs of the Senate. Because I think it's very important. As mentioned earlier, we have three arms of government: the executive, the legislature, and also the judiciary. And each one acts independent of one another. And therefore nobody should interfere with the action of one another.
This is gross impunity. And there is no other way to describe what is on ground between the main issue of an obnoxious policy that went against every grain of justice and fair play in the society, on one hand, the fact that there is an arrogant display of ignorance by the CG of Customs, and of course, an AG, like was stated earlier, who does not know anything about the law.
Thanks for staying with us. Let me quickly go back to our Abuja studio where Chief Dan Uwanya. Sorry, I had to cut you because we needed to go on that break. And now, if you may conclude your thought, you heard those senators there about their stand on the non-appearance of the CG of Customs. What do you think is the way out of this conundrum, if one may use that word at this time? It does look like so.
On this issue of customs, I am on the same page with the Senate. Senate is an institution that must be respected. Senate is an institution, a very critical institution, that should not be maligned or abused or insulted by any citizen or any function of government, functionary of government. I want to say that there is regulation in customs on clothing. There are provisions in the law that makes Comptroller General as a rank, and that you have to be properly dressed in the oversight functions of the Senate. They were properly in a position to ask the Comptroller General of Customs to dress properly. This argument is not necessary. This hula baloo is not necessary. Mr. President should improve the relationship with the National Assembly. Mr. President should take control of his government. He should not leave his aides to hit this government to the wall. It is clear to Nigerians there are some people who are taking actions in this government without the function, without the approval of the president. I do not see why Comptroller General of Customs will not listen to the Senate. The Senate is an institution. It is an arm of government. I am on the same page with them.
All right, let's come to Lagos now.
The president can solve this problem by improving relationship with the National Assembly and by directing functionaries to be respectful to these institutions.
Okay. Quickly, Alhaji Tanko, yes. With what is happening as regards the Comptroller General of Customs, the idea is that the man said there is a case in court, and that's why I cannot appear.
You know, I gave this a guilty statement on this channel in Sunrise. Now, the truth about it is that I am very happy that people understand that we have institutions. Those institutions must be respected. Mr. President needs to clear his own internal domain. Because the ant that is eating up this particular government is right within his own domain.
So you're saying almost the same thing the senator is saying. The senator is right.
No, we have been saying this long before now. Because there is no need whatsoever for there to have a particular rancor whatsoever on an appointee of Mr. President. Because virtually all the people that were writing or counter-writing on the issue of Magu or not were appointee of Mr. President. That means there's a serious issue within that particular government. They are not working together. And they must take care of it. It is very, very important for the survival of democracy. I'm happy that people understand that the democratic institution must be respected. That is not to say that anybody cannot be found wanting is his duty.
Even when it looks like it's being used to intimidate other people.
You know, even the problem of the APC initially, that even run to the issue of kind of uncertain situation between the executive and the legislature, started when Saraki became the Senate president. And when he was being indicted on the issue of code of conduct, when one law is applicably right to one other person, but applicably wrong to another person.
What do you think is the way out?
No, the way out is this. There must be a serious cleanup within the presidency. And Mr. President must be bold to take up this particular challenge. When he does that, the relationship between the National Assembly, after all of them come from the same political party.
There are rats in his house that he needs to get rid of.
Because otherwise they are putting the country in jeopardy. And for us, this is not the issue. The issue is about the welfare of the Nigerian people, who have been finding it difficult to eat 3 square meals. And then here we are discussing about uniform or no uniform. It's not what we need
Alhaji Santanko, National Chairman of the National Conscience Party, many thanks for coming on the program. And then former National Chairman of the Labour Party, Chief Daniel Wanyu, many thanks for your thoughts there. Many thanks for coming on the program. Well, that's our show for tonight. Many thanks for being part of it. Indeed, we've heard this word over and over again, cabal. And one will wonder, in this climb and in this democratic dispensation, should that word again come up over and over again? The advice is the president should stand up, be bold enough to clear his house, put his house in order. Those are the words of my guests on the program. That's how far we can go on the program. Many thanks for being part of it. Bye for now.